In this week's Q&A, we've got a question about giving away too much information. So a lot of the time the questions we get for the Q&A now have already been answered. They're on the playlist, so make sure you check that out. But this time round we've got a different one from the Codfather on Twitter, and he asks, do you never get worried that you're giving out too much information? Now, I think that that's probably directly in reference to recent YouTube uploads. There's been 2 in the last week or so. One about back to lay betting strategy, and the second one about support and resistance and how support and resistance works within the market. There's also a blog about that too. Now, I think the second point is the one that he's really targeting this question at, having seen some of his other tweets. So, support and resistance is a huge element in any sentiment-based market. And as I mentioned in the video, a lot of sentiment-driven behaviour is traders in the market. It's a lot of trader money that's bouncing around, and a lot of it's linked to human psychology and emotion. So, human behaviour. So, with those things in mind, I don't think giving out information about that is detrimental to my own profits or other people who are potentially profitable around those support and resistance points, as I suspect you man asking the question there is as well. So I don't see it being an issue, but here's why. First of all, you're not going to eradicate psychology and emotion from the markets. That's not going to go anywhere. It's always going to be there. It doesn't matter what market you're in. Even people that trade, Forex and other things, not that I'm an expert in that area, certainly not. There's support and resistance bounces around, there's human behaviour, there's overreactions, there's underreactions. They're not going to go anywhere. They're not going to go anywhere at all. Yes, more people being more informed about market behaviours and how behaviours sort of play out in the markets can be a positive thing for the people that are aware. And I understand, your logical thinking there, whereby if more people are aware, then it's going to become less efficient. I don't think that is the case. I think that if anything, it just brings more money to the table. And so it's not setting anybody else up for a fall or luring anyone into a trap or anything like that. But the more money there is around those points and the more trading activity that happens, the more support and more resistance there's likely to be. Because there's only a certain amount of efficiency that can be in the market in terms of non-trader money coming in, which is what ultimately provides a base level of value. That other value that comes to people is through over and under reactions. So I don't think that having more traders at the table being aware of psychology in the markets is a problem. No. So that's my reason for it. It brings to mind a phrase which I picked up on years ago, which always comes back, and it's so true, and I don't think it doesn't even just apply to trading, and that was, edge is a tenner penny, execution is everything. So, and in fact there's other phrases like that too. I think there was one from Bruce Lee or something like, what was it now? Knowing is not enough, we must do. It might not have been him, I might have credited the wrong person there. But the same sort of thing applies. Just because you know that there's given behaviour around certain points in the market, there's certain overreactions and emotion, doesn't necessarily mean you'll become hyper profitable overnight at all. It certainly gives you the building blocks to start to do that, but that I don't see it as an issue, giving away the extra information. This is just the skimming the surface really, and not a pitch, but the courses on my site at caanberry.com include way more content and insight. And I've experienced this in the past, is what I'm trying to say here. I've had people message me and go, oh, why are you sharing that with everyone else? And some people even get quite angry. And in fact, quite in a flattering way, I've even seen competitors copy my work and then put it out as their own. So this is nothing new to me. Maybe in not such a nice way whatsoever in the past. I've had problems like that. But, I'm stuck. What do? Like, people want me to help them, and so I do everything I can to help them, and then I get a smaller group of people, and I'm not necessarily saying that the person asking the question was coming from this angle too much, but I get another group of people going, why are you sharing that with everyone else? And it's kind of like, well, it was fine when you was on the way in and you wanted help in the first place. So I'm not particularly too worried about giving out information. Like I say, you've still got to be able to execute with that information, and it takes a little bit of time and experience and all that kind of stuff as well. So if you want to see the previous videos, please check out the description below. I'll put the links to the other videos on YouTube, 100% free. Like, you know, it's not a pitch in any way whatsoever, that last part there. But I think whatever you do, you get criticised in one way or another, and it doesn't necessarily bother me as long as the majority of people that are watching this video actually find value, and other videos on YouTube, find value from it. So it's not going to affect my trading, and I doubt it will affect other people that are doing, you know, similar things around similar points in the market.